Hi, my name is Mark Salazar, VP of Christian Sports International West Division, and today I'd like to share with you a little bit about my story of where I am today. So growing up, all I ever wanted to do in life was to be a professional baseball player from Little League and to high school. By the time I was in high school, I was rated top 100 in the nation by Baseball America. And so at this point, I had options my senior year to go in the Major League Draft, or I also had a full ride to Long Beach State on the table, ended up turning down the third round of the Houston Astros to go to Long Beach State. And everything was going great, was feeling good about life, and then all of a sudden, everything changed. First week of school, on my way back from Subway, I ended up getting a major car accident, which led to a lot of neck and back injuries. I actually heard the gospel all throughout high school. I actually thought I was a believer, but then now, my first year at Long Beach State, going through something very tragic, instead of running to the Lord, totally ran in opposition, ended up living a life of misery and fully depressed. So that year was not a good year. I was rehabbing, hoping I could make a comeback. So in December, I was probably about 60% thinking I got a chance at going back and making a comeback. And then I was back in San Diego meeting my best friend for a lunch. And on the way to the mall, boom, another car accident, believe it or not. So that year at Long Beach State was just a year of misery. I ended up having a medical red shirt, couldn't play that year. Was very much questioning God, why would you allow this to happen? Didn't understand it. So that summer, I ended up changing places where I was going to play summer ball. I ended up going to play for the Kenosha Croakers. Ended up having a good summer, thinking, man, I'm going to have a good next year at Long Beach State. And then middle of the summer, coach calls me up. What I want to do is I want you to have a rehab year at a local junior college. We can keep in touch, and then we'll have you come back and we'll honor your full scholarship. What do you say? And being a young, immature young man, what I heard was, I don't believe in your abilities. That was a really hard decision, and it just felt like I was being let go and was very confused. And about a couple of days that I was here back home in San Diego, I said, hey, what am I gonna do? Like, I have nowhere to play. Like, I was top 100 in the nation. I was gonna get drafted third round to Houston, declined that, went to Long Beach State, and now I have nothing. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll go play at the local junior college. And so at this point, my coach for Summer League, his name is Brad Rupert, I heard you're not going back to Long Beach, would you come play for me? So going up to Shasta College, I realized that the last year was just a whirlwind. I had no idea what was going on in life. And so at this point, I'm like, well, I should probably have a few goals going up to Shasta. Goal number one, do well in baseball so I can get out of there. Goal number two, do well in school so I could transfer and get out of there. And goal number three, believe it or not, was to find God. I knew that my life was an absolute mess, and even though I wasn't living the Christian life, I was aware of the gospel, and I knew that when I was in church, there was a certain peace. I go up to Shasta College, first week of school, kind of back to high school days and even college at Long Beach, and 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Living a life of just hypocrisy and confusion, wanting to know the Lord, wanted that peace, but didn't know how to have it. So it wasn't until Halloween that year, so it was Halloween 1998, that I went down with the baseball guys to go party down at Chico State, ran into an ex-girlfriend, made some very poor decisions, and I asked myself, like, Mark, why are you continuing to do these things? And I was very confused about why I would do these things. And I felt the Spirit just say, Mark, you got to go and talk to this girl and make things right. So it was November 4th, 1998. I made a phone call. I said, hey, we need to talk. And I had confessed to the things that I had done. As this is happening, I see this person sitting at the other side of the table, absolutely broken. And for the first time in my life, I realized that the things that I'm doing is crushing other people, and not just the person, but their spirit. And I couldn't believe how much pain I could cause another individual. This person forgave me. I went home that night thinking, how can they forgive me? I don't forgive myself. God, why would they forgive me? God, I don't deserve forgiveness. I remember talking to God, and this was going on for about an hour or so, and then all of a sudden, I felt like everything stopped, and I felt like the Lord was saying, Mark, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to love you. And then at that moment, it was just like time froze, and all those messages that I heard going to high school, all those messages about the gospel, everything clicked and it made sense, and I saw the cross. And I realized that even though I was being forgiven by another person, it was God showing me about his true forgiveness by him going to the cross. And so at this point I realized that, God, you can have everything, even baseball. I don't care if I play another game at all, because if you love me this much, you would allow me to go off and do my thing, but yet you would still forgive me. I'm going to live my life 100% for you. And on my way back home, I'm driving up Genesee, and on to the left is Horizon Christian Fellowship. And that's the church I was going to in high school. And I just felt this still small voice saying, come follow me. Baseball's done. And I was like, all right, Lord, I'm willing to do that. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what following you looks like. Is this your call to come follow you? I don't know. So I went and shared my story with the pastor. He took me to the head baseball coach at Horizon High School. Now I'm coaching high school baseball, not knowing what to expect. And lo and behold, that God would open the door and realize that this is ministry, pouring into other people's life, discipling these young men to realize that Jesus Christ is more important than the game. And being a person who had literally walked away from pro ball to go into ministry, really I was able to grab the attention of these young men. While I was coaching, I was throwing 95 miles per hour, hit a ball close to 500 feet. For them to be able to see the things that I could do really grabbed their attention. And so that summer I had an opportunity to go to Pennsylvania through a friend, and they said, hey, you got to check out Christian Sports International. That summer was awesome. Was able to see many kids come to Christ, opportunities to share the gospel and to allow kids to respond to the gospel. And so from that moment, I went back and I kept coaching high school baseball. I've been a youth pastor. 2010, planted a church in Indio, California. And for the last 4 years, I've been doing sports ministry. And as of June 1, full circle, 20 years later, I'm back on staff now with Christian Sports International in expanding the ministry here in the west part of the United States. And I'm super stoked for what God has. And that points to the why. Why do I do the things that I do? And let me tell you this. My why comes from me being forgiven. It all starts with being forgiven, seeing what the cross is all about, and experiencing that true forgiveness that Christ can only offer, and that peace, that joy that only Christ can offer. Man, that's not just for me. I want every single person on the planet to experience that. And with my passion for Jesus Christ and sports, that's my why. I want to take what I've been given. I want to give that back into the next generation. I want you to see a picture of how we're taking the gospel and reaching the youth of today. In some of these videos, you're going to see some of our CSI Club Challenge. Club Challenge is campus ministry. We have students that come out and reach out to us, and we go on campus, and a lot of times they happen to be athletes, and we're equipping and discipling these young athletes to take a step of faith and lead their peers to the Lord. So we're doing an on-campus Bible study at several of our high schools here in San Diego, California. On top of that, we have a travel baseball team. Right now we have a 14U travel baseball team where we're using that platform of Avenue of Sports and travel sports to share Christ. Every practice we have a devotion that we do. Before every game we do a devotion. And so we're very intentional about doing everything we can to share the gospel and disciple the young men that God has given us. One of our business partners has around 1,100 square foot that they've given us to use to train up young people for Christ. So we have a gym where we actually have a personal trainer that comes in and we're training champions for Christ. Every workout we have a devotion where we're sharing the gospel and discipling these young men and women. Last but not least, we have camps. Camps are twofold. One, camp can be sport specific. So we'll have a baseball specific camp or a football specific camp or a soccer, or we'll do a multi-sport camp with a church direct. So kind of think about VBS, we'll do a sports themed VBS. So I hope you guys like this highlight video, but these are some of the things that God has done only since June 1 of 2019. So God's been very gracious to us. We're reaching over 200 kids a week on campus. And we've reached over 200 kids in camp for our first summer. So CSI, we're celebrating our 30th year this year. So 30 years of ministry, over 30 years, CSI has shared the gospel to over 638,000 young people. And it's just mind-blowing to see what God will continue to do. Thanks, and I hope you like this highlight video. Touch your ears, touch your waist, touch your knees, touch your ears, touch your nose. Come. Yeah. All right, find someone else. Find someone else.
made whole. Spiritually, I want to be made whole all the way. If that's you, would you raise your hand? Anybody out there, raise your hand. Go ahead, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed. Good, hands all around, hands all around. Lift them up, lift them up, lift them up, lift them up, lift them up. Good, hands all around. Good, 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 good. God's watching, God's watching. Now I want you to pray with me. Realizing God sees and knows us and hears our heart. Heavenly Father, I know I'm a sinner. I know I'm messed up. Please forgive me of my sins. I open my heart. I give you all my sins. And I believe in you, Jesus, who died for me and you rose again. Please, come into my life and save me. I surrender myself to you.
My name is Mark Salazar. I'm the VP of the West Division for Christian Sports International, and I am Team CSI.
Hi, I'm Peyton Steele, and I am a student leader at Helix High School, and I am Team CSI.
Hi, I'm Noah, and I play for the CSI Light, and I am Team CSI.
Hi, my name is Dean Sewell, and I'm the youth pastor at Community Covenant Church in El Cajon, and I love partnering with CSI because I get the opportunity to walk with students as they wrestle with the hard questions of their faith, and most importantly, as they learn what it means to love Christ with their whole heart, soul, mind, and strength. I am Team CSI.
My name's Andy Van Antwerp. I'm a baseball coach for CSI West, and I am Team CSI.
My name is Nathan Allball, and I serve as the youth pastor at Victory Baptist Church, and we love our partnership with CSI. We love reaching young people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. I am Team CSI.
I'm Shadrach, and I play for the CSI Light, and I am Team CSI.
Hey, I'm Nate Chandler. I'm a former NFL lineman. I partner with CSI through CSI West Club Challenge, and I am Team CSI.
Hi, I'm Chris George, General Manager at Team Kia Mazda El Cajon. I'm currently serving on the CSI board, and I'm Team CSI.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Steele. I'm the pastor of the Hill Church. We partner with CSI through our Bible club at Helix High School. I am Team CSI.
Hi, I am Sarah Darley, and I go to Granite Hills High School. I am on my school's cheer and swim team, and I am also a student leader for CSI. I am Team CSI.
My name is Richard Richardson. After hearing Mark explain about all the youth programs throughout San Diego County CSI provides, I immediately became interested in learning more about CSI and the work Mark is doing. Since my initial meeting with Mark, I have been engaged with the club challenge at Helix High School. I am Team CSI.
Hi, we're the Salazar family, and
we are Team CSI.
Hey guys, Mark Salazar, CSI West. Once again, just want to thank you for watching this video. Last but not least, I want to give you 3 ways of how you get involved. I want you to think of your time, your talent, and your network. Time, I want you to consider of a way that you could get involved and volunteer. We have camps and we have fundraiser events that you can get involved with. The next thing is talent. I want you to consider, could you see yourself using your gifts that God has given you and your business wisdom to increase our capacity here in the West? We're looking for advisory board members to join our team and to get involved at a higher level. And lastly, I want you to think about your network. Do you know people, whether it be an athlete, a coach, or someone who has a passion for sports ministry? Do you know someone in your network that you could pass their information along and put me in front of that I can share the vision of CSI? Thank you so much. Take care. God bless. And we'll love to get in touch with you as soon as possible.